It's looking good. Looks like we're getting some sunrise shot. Oh, my legs, what the fuck. Good morning everyone, we're in Lombok here today. We'll hike Mount Rinjani, which is the longest and hardest hike I ever did so far. So I'm pretty curious if I can actually make it, because I'm certainly not the fittest. And I didn't film an actual travel video for quite some time, like only did tutorials and camera reviews and stuff. So I would say it's time to finally shoot one again. We should also live what we preach, right? So let's get into it, let's figure out if I can make it to the top. It's Michael, by the way, No Fear Nomad.
How's it going?
His name is Program, like...
No fear.
He's doing crazy stuff on his channel. So that was quick, we arrived at the starting point. You can see Mount Rinjani behind me, and today we will have an incline of 1,500 meters. We're going from 1,100 to 2,600 meters around. And then in the night we'll wake up around 2 a.m. and hike the rest up, which is another 1,100 meters. So within 24 hours we will have an incline of total 2,600 meters. As far as I know, only about 25% of all people that go up make it. Not sure if that's exactly true, this number, but we will see. And another factor will be that in the night it will be quite sandy, like from the volcano up there. And that also makes hiking a lot harder. But now I think the beginning at least shouldn't be too tough, so let's get started. We hiked for about an hour now, and there are motorbikes on the way, so if you worry that you won't make it, you can actually take a motorbike until position 2. There are 150,000 rupees. There's one of them. Okay, so you didn't hear it, 150,000 rupees, but we decided not to, so I'm also testing the new PJY tech bag here. I'll make a separate video about that. I want it to be a proper test where I really experience this bag, get to know it, so I do the full hike. It's hard. Yeah, we made it to position 1. Shorter than I thought it would be.
The start of the hike wasn't that hard, perfect to enjoy the views as the landscape is just incredible. A nice mix of small volcanic canyons and grassland. You also see many porters and monkeys. Unfortunately, the monkeys are just macaques that would love to steal your food and other things. So be aware of your stuff, especially during lunch at position 2, which is actually quite nice and you can chill a bit.
That's looking good. Did you get a SIM card at the airport?
No, I'm still roaming with AIS.
Roaming, isn't that expensive?
It's a little expensive, but I didn't think I was going to be here long enough to have to get a SIM card.
Okay. I got Truly eSIM now, which is super cool. And that's also the sponsor of today's video.
If you travel frequently, Truly eSIM is a game changer. Thanks to Truly's switchless technology, you only need one eSIM for over 200 destinations, so there's no messing around with installing a new one for each country. Just open the Truly app, pick the country you're going to, and your plan updates right there. It connects you at local rates, so you're not dealing with crazy roaming fees every time you cross a border. One feature I really like is that when you book a plan for a specific country, it only kicks in when you arrive. So if you set up a 30-day plan 2 days before you get there, you still have the full 30 days once you arrive instead of just 28. You also keep your original SIM, your WhatsApp number, and even hotspot and tethering are supported. So Truly is designed for travelers who want to stay connected wherever they go without the usual SIM card hassles. And with a link in my description, you get a 10% discount on your plan. So if you're looking for an easy, affordable way to stay connected, check out Truly eSIM. It's got you covered wherever your travels take you.
So we arrived at position 2. It wasn't actually that long, and the hike so far, I wouldn't say it's super hard, but because I have about 10 kilos probably more on my back, I do notice it. It's certainly harder than I hike usually. But yeah, I think if you stick to the usual 5 kilograms that they recommend, you will be fine. At least until here. We don't know what's coming next. But what's definitely nice is filming actual travel videos again, because it's not like the usual videos that I do where I plan everything right now. It's just going out, not even having shots in your brain and just going for whatever you see. And this is really something I miss. I think every photographer, filmmaker or so should do that occasionally. Just keeps your passion alive. Looking forward for the pool when we're back.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be so nice.
It's always when you do something hard hiking or so, the food tastes better. Every time you're relaxed, it feels better. It's fantastic. It's so funny here. Actually, I have a shop here at post 3, position 3. Not that you actually have to, usually your guides bring enough, but it's nice to have some snacks on the way.
It's crazy. They're wearing flip-flops, and I get it. I wear barefoot shoes, but on this kind of trail, gravel, I don't know how they do it. We're at Camp 4, and we have about 600 more to go. Vertical.
In 2
Vertical.
hours.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be steep.
I'm seeing that now. Oh, it's an adventure. I love it. Won't see the sunset from the campsite, but look at that here. It's like you don't always have to see the sunset directly. Oftentimes it just looks great already if the sun just lights up something around you. It's still so far. Food looks crazy good. Some curry with rice. For some beer, that's super important. We've decided to actually get up around midnight and hike up a bit earlier to the summit tomorrow so that we make it before sunrise. Because I saw quite some videos that some people, or many actually, took a bit longer. And that would mean that we would miss the sunrise up there. And I'm not doing all of that work just to miss the sunrise then on the summit. After the first day, I can only say huge respect to the porters. They have such a hard job and they go up in flip-flops here. I mean, I'm already freezing with my boots now, at least when I take them off. They do the whole hike in flip-flops and just stay here. Oh, they're completely wild. Respect. How's it going?
Good. Just finished breakfast. Good night's rest. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're about to climb to the summit. It's gonna be a good day.
So we arrived at the rim, about 3,000 meter altitude. So we have around 700 meters more to go. I think the question is not if we make it, I'm pretty sure we will make it, but the question is if we make it before sunrise to get the shots that I'm looking for. Why am I even doing that?
Not too long after arriving at the rim, we already saw the sky lighting up, so we knew there wasn't much time left to make it to the summit. As the hike was super hard, we finally had to make a difficult decision. We ended up staying at a lower point first to get the sunrise shots. So we kind of failed, but did we?
We stopped like an hour before the summit to shoot time lapses here, otherwise you would have missed it, and I was also quite tired. I hope that my legs have a bit recovered because they hurt all the time. But anyway, we will still continue ascending to the summit because I still wanna see it. So let's see if we can still make it. Won't get the sunrise there, but I think the shots that we got around here were already good enough. So it's more about being able to say now that we actually made it to the peak. So we made it at 9:20 a.m. The plan was around 6 a.m. That didn't work out, but well, we also spent about 1.5 hours shooting videos downstairs. And I can recommend that if you don't want to hike to the summit, if it's a bit too hard for you, make a stop somewhere in between. The views there are, in my opinion, actually slightly better than here. It's certainly not bad, but the sunrise views that we got down there were pretty amazing. And here it's more like for something, in my opinion, that you can say, hey, I made it to the top, which of course you should do. It's an adventure, but it's really hard. It's pretty slippery. It's like sand and rocks all the time. It slip under your feet and you can't really walk. And it just gets steeper and steeper towards the end. I'm definitely happy when we're down again and can maybe take a short nap or so, but probably not because we have to directly go to the lake. Which is also good because there we have hot springs, so we can refresh a little bit. So keep watching, the video doesn't end here. We'll have a nice sunrise over the lake. I think we will get amazing shots there, and we'll also stay at another viewpoint somewhere there, or another camp, where we will eventually get some shots of the Gili Islands together with the Mount Rinjani in the background. We saw it already from here. Pretty cool, so keep watching.
The way down to camp was quite easy for me as I pretty much slipped down controlled. We've been pretty exhausted though when we reached the camp, so we didn't film much anymore on the way down to the lake, which was another 600-meter drop in altitude, so 1,700 meters total. The way to the lake was beautiful though, with a very nice sunset, but it was just too much for us to film.
So one day later, I look like shit. Got a sunburn somehow in my face. Yesterday I covered it, but I think there were just too strong reflections or so of the sunlight around. That's how I must have catched it. Anyway, we're at the lake here. I'm also pretty sore. My legs hurt, my back hurts a bit. And that's also why I didn't get any shots, or not many at least, while we walked down yesterday. The views were amazing. It looked super beautiful. I can show you like 2 photos I shot with my iPhone yesterday. It looked phenomenal, but I was just so exhausted that I didn't want to shoot anymore. Anyway, today we will go up to the other viewpoint, and there I will definitely capture a bit more footage while we're going up. Now it's 8:22 already. I think we will leave here around 10 to go up the viewpoint. Sure what we will do, maybe hot springs or so. We have been to the hot spring in the night yesterday. It's actually quite nice, pretty hot, but definitely feels good. You feel like newborn when you come down after being in the hot spring. and also around the lake here. You saw the shots, it looks phenomenal. So I definitely think it's worth doing the tour where you also stay a night at the lake.
As hard as it is, I still feel like the 4 days is the best value. I mean, look at where we're at. We're at the bottom of the crater. There's no wind. It's not that cold and it's just so beautiful. Definitely is making the trip. Feels a lot more relaxed than the other days.
Yeah.
As tiring as it is to get here.
I would say either do 4 days or 2 days, because 2 days is like you
Just
directly go
Rinjani.
back, so you're back in the hotel when you feel your tiredness, or you do 4 days because then it's not too stressful. Like we met people yesterday that did 3 days, and that means like you go up the peak, the summit on day 2, then you go down to the lake, and then you go up again to the viewpoint, to the camp directly, and next day you go down, so you walk even more in one day. Yesterday we did 21 kilometers and over 30,000 steps, so having that on a 3-day tour, even more, I would be completely gone. I was completely gone already yesterday, but
If we did 3 day, we would be completely dead. We're like 80% there. 3 days, that extra climb back up, dude, I don't know how you'd recover from that.
yeah, I couldn't do it.
At least I got Rinjani out of the way first. Imagine if you did that on like the 3rd day or coming back down the other side. Dead.
I think the reason why it was so hard for us was that we actually carry a lot more luggage than most travelers, just because of all the camera equipment. Luckily, we were able to leave a bit of luggage at the first campsite, so we didn't have to carry all the luggage up to the summit. That definitely helped, but it was still hard. I probably had like 6-7 kilos on my back. And you still feel that when you have this steep incline there. So for most travelers, I think they are not that crazy about cameras. It would likely be a lot easier and you wouldn't be that sore after it. I would say that 95% of people were faster up the summit than we were. And also the people that we met on the way that actually hiked even longer than we did, didn't look as exhausted as we did. 600 meters up.
600 meters vertically, like we're literally climbing this rock face.
No, not exactly this mountain, but on the side here somewhere.
Maybe like this side. It's still vertical.
Yeah,
He says there's going to be ladders and
Ladders?
Yeah. He laughed when I asked if it was going to be difficult.
What the fuck am I burnt? I look like a tomato, man. So we finally arrived at the top. It's quite late, it's nearly 6 p.m. and it's foggy anyway. Like we missed the sunset, but we couldn't have seen it anyway. Usually from that viewpoint or that camp here, you would be able to see the Gili Islands and Bali and the sunset somewhere over Bali. It's sad that we missed that, unfortunately, but maybe we have luck tomorrow morning and catch a nice sunrise here. And I must say, like, despite my legs being sore, it was much easier than the hike today, especially summit. So of course still 600 meters up, actually a bit more because you sometimes go down again and then up, but it was a lot easier. So I think maybe if you're thinking of doing the 4-day tour, I would actually do it. Yeah, it's in my opinion the best one. Just as we mentioned before, like on a 3-day tour, for example, you just have to walk so much more in one day. Good morning, guys. It's looking good. Looks like we're getting some sunrise shot. But oh, my legs, what the fuck. Yeah, I think I can see the Gili Islands already, but it's quite foggy. I'm not sure if you can see them. Somewhere there, maybe. Looks better behind me though here. Yeah, it's quite nice actually. I wanna get a 70 to 200. Oh, I'm so happy when I'm down.
We had a really nice sunrise up there, but it was time to descend another 2,200 meters to the pickup point. One more challenge, but there was hope to see the rare ebony leaf monkeys on the way down.
That was a funny one. We're on the way back down here now, and you can see those black monkeys, I don't know how they're called, on the way back down. And we could hear them, like the noises are different than from the macaques. So we looked up in the trees, saw a tree shaking. I already took my 70 to 200 out and was already focused on the tree. Then I saw it's a macaque. But the black monkeys are here somewhere, we can hear them. Of course, our trip has to end in the rain. Looks epic here in the jungle though. I can see the end. Michael, come here. Sign off. Man, you look destroyed. What the fuck? How do you feel?
Good. I am hungry for a beer. That's all that's on my mind.
Yeah,
right now.
and steaks.
Shower.
You need a lot
Steaks.
of protein
Steaks.
now.
And a shower.
Hey, you made it too.
So nice. I'm shitting in a normal toilet.
Oh yeah, normal toilet and showers.
I think that's There's so many things I want right now. I can't even.
That's what hiking is really about. You appreciate all the comforts at home.
Comforts.
I'm so happy.
Looking back, I can say this was by far the hardest thing I've ever done. But it's nothing compared to what the porters and guides achieve here every day, carrying so much to make this experience possible for us. I owe them a huge thanks for all they do. And even with all the pain, I'm grateful I made it to the summit. This journey is something I will always carry with me, especially when facing future challenges, knowing it was likely the hardest and most demanding experience I've been through. But while this marks the end of our Rinjani hike, it's not the end of our adventure. In just 2 days, we're off to Mount Bromo for the next chapter. Subscribe for that, and if you want to make travel videos like this one, check out my tutorials and courses in the description below.